Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Last time when I went to Cuba, I just realized that I completely forgot to share with you guys my favorite recommendation and my feedback about the entire country. So number one, where I stayed. When I was at Cuba, I stayed at Hotel Plaza, and it's literally located in the center of the city, and it's close to all the little alley and all the small street around the building. So if you're going to Cuba, I recommend you guys to stay in that area. I think it was located at I don't think, I'm reading from here. It was located at Ignacio Algramonte, number 267, Havana, Cuba. So that's where we stayed, and the hotel was okay, you know, nothing fancy, don't expect too much from it. But overall we enjoyed staying. We felt safe at the hotel. It wasn't far from the main things around the city. But honestly, if you're going to Cuba, I would not recommend you guys to go there without an all-inclusive, because we did that and we really hated it. Like, it was not a good idea because we ended up spending more money than we're supposed to. When you go to Cuba without an all-inclusive, you have to pay for everything. You're not getting free drinks, you're not getting free food. So we end up going to all the restaurants around the city and spending for our drinks and food, and we quickly realized how expensive that city is. And I would not recommend to go to Cuba if you're not doing an all-inclusive. So Havana wasn't really fun for us because of that. We stayed about 4 days in Havana before leaving to go to a different town. But because we didn't get an all-inclusive, we found that it was extremely expensive. So do not go to Cuba without an all-inclusive. And also, if you're going to Cuba, first of all, go to the all-inclusive and maybe do a one-day trip for 1 or 2 days to Havana, and this way you get to see the city without all the downside. Next, where to go? Near the hotel there were different tour buses that we jumped into, and that bus just took us around the city and we kind of saw all the main spot through that. You can also get into a cab, like a taxi cab, and they can drive you around the city and kind of give you like a little tour, what's what building and so on. Make sure to negotiate because people will scam you a lot there. When we went to Cuba, we were mostly staying in Havana, and we stayed in Havana for 4 days. Initially we were supposed to stay there for 7 days. After 3 days we had enough of it pretty much, and there were like a band playing next to my hotel room the entire time. And because I had an accident there, like I hit my head really badly, I was getting those headaches during the day. So when I would hear the band playing next to me, that was always giving me headaches. So I wanted to get out of the city. So we went to Vinales for about 2 days. There's all these things that they call casa particular, and they're pretty much like local houses. And then I think in Vinales they have something like 500 casa particular, so you don't really need to book it in advance. When I went, I booked my casa in advance, but then when I was there, literally when we walk out of the bus, all these people rush out to us and ask us if we wanted to stay in their casa. So there will always be casa available there. There's way more casa than you need for every tourist, so you won't be worried about like finding a casa there. The reason I recommend Vinales is because there's a lot of outdoor activities. So there's a 5-hour horse ride that you can do. You can also visit all the plantation for like sugar, papaya, and a cigar plantation. You can also visit all the caves. If you look for a video on my YouTube channel, I have actually 2 videos of Vinales. I think I've also made a video about my 4-hour exploration of the underground cave, which is the second largest cave in South America. I highly recommend to do that tour. And if you're doing this tour, don't do the main touristy things. Just ask around. Maybe ask the lady or the person in your casa particular what guide they recommend. That's what we did, and we got a really amazing personal tour, and we actually got to really explore the cave very deep. And our tour guide actually spent 2 weeks living in that cave. That's the cave where Fidel Castro used to hide during the revolution. We went really deep inside the cave, and if you guys want to watch actually what we did during that trip, just watch the video on my YouTube channel. I'm going to share the link right here. Click on that link, watch the video. Food. Wow. Is the food good in Cuba? Well, you guys know the rumor, the food is not good in Cuba. So if you're a foodie and you're going there just for the food, you're absolutely gonna hate it. I did not like the food in Cuba, and that's probably affected my experience of the entire country, because I was not a fan of the food at all. And whenever I travel, like when I'm currently here in Tokyo, like I absolutely love the food here. So it's completely changing my experience. I'm enjoying my morning, my lunch, you know, my dinner. But I remember on my last 2 days in Cuba, I literally went to breakfast and I told Sayla, you know what, I'm not gonna get breakfast, I'll just wait until I get back to Toronto, because the food was just I didn't like the food. Scammers. So in Cuba there are a lot of scammers there. We got scammed pretty badly. for multiple reasons. Like, I'm usually good with these kind of things, but sometimes I like to give a benefits of the doubt, and I mean, sometimes I just like to trust people. And then when I was there, I felt like a lot of people weren't really trustworthy. So they will tell us that a cab ride will cost about $40, and by the time we get to the location, they will change the price. Watch out for that in Cuba. Drone. You cannot fly your drone in Cuba. Naturally, it's considered contraband. So when you land, they'll check your bag, and if you have a drone, you're gonna have to pay like extra fees just to store your drone at the airport. And so I would not recommend to bring your drone in Cuba because you won't be able to use it. Actually, I watched a video of a guy that told me that he couldn't fly his drone in Cuba and that he got arrested for 13 days. So what I did, I just messaged that guy and I asked him if I could use his footage that he took in Cuba. And the drone footage that you see on my video is actually from that guy. So I reached out to him, asked for his footage. It was really nice to send it to me, and I use it instead of like, you know, bringing my drone and taking the risk to go to jail in Cuba for 13 days. So Cuba has two different types of currencies. There's the currency for the local that you probably won't have access to, and then there's the currency for the foreigners. And the currency for the foreigners is really expensive, especially when you're coming straight from Canada. They first are going to change your money to American dollars, and then they're going to convert it to Canadian dollars. So you're losing twice. And on top of that, it's really expensive to use in a city. So I made this video because one of my friends actually asked me if I can give her any recommendation for her sister about what she can do in Cuba when she fly there. Yeah, well, that's it. Thanks you guys for watching, and don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.